Hey, Ty the Art Guy here, and we're doing another watercolor demonstration. This demonstration is going to be abstract space. A scene in space, a nebula, something in the depths of the universe, if you will. The subject matter came from a project I'm working on with a science fiction writer, and we're just going to dive in. This paper is really wet. It's a 140-pound paper. It should be a 300-pound paper because I really work it to the bone. It is soaked. I really pushed the elements here. So we start with our primary colors of yellow, red, and blue, which will create secondary colors of green and purple. I have not used any real blacks in this. So I have cadmium yellow, cadmium red, ultramarine, cobalt. I'm really going to town here. I'm just going to let the pigment flow around on the paper and let the water do its natural flow and carry the pigments around on the paper with it. Really letting the accidents of watercolor take place here. Kind of like controlled chaos, which I guess is a good subject matter for space. Controlled chaos. So like I said, I got the blues mixing in here, and they're kind of forming some greens, and they're flowing over the reds, they're making some purples. I'm using an indigo blue, a cobalt blue, an ultramarine. I've got a alizarin crimson for the red. I've got cadmium red, cadmium yellow, lemon yellow. Those are what's in my palette right now. I did not use any earth tones. This is all primary color mixed together to make secondary colors. No earth tones, no grays, no blacks. Just letting the color pigments do their natural thing, which is so much fun. This is a great project. Anybody can do this. Just wet the paper and throw paper on there, paint on there, and let it go. Now I do have an idea how I want it to look. I looked at a lot of photos from the Hubble Space Telescope as reference. So I have kind of an idea. I want to create some depth. I'm throwing some more water on there. Putting in some darker colors now. I like to work in concepts of three, like light, medium, and dark. Try to create some layers, give some depth and some contrast. That circle is no moon, by the way, a Star Wars reference. No pun. Well, it was intended, I'm sorry. But it's not a moon. It'll be something else. You'll see. I'm really coming in with the purples I'm making now. The purples are made with mostly the cooler red, the alizarin crimson, and the ultramarine blue. That is making my purple and my violets and my dark colors. Some of the secondary color of green created from the blue and yellows are also blending in with the reds to make some dark values in here. Red and green make a nice black color or dark color. Complementary colors blended together really create darkness. So with the dark colors now coming over the layer of the light colors, I'm really starting to guide the viewer eye of the abstract. You can control that a little bit as an artist. Create contrast and value and direct the viewer's eye around your canvas. And that's kind of what's happening here. Bring a little red, a little more warmth into my space abstract. The red really plays off some of those cooler colors, that hot red, that warm color laying on top of the cool colors. Really adds some value and some contrast and depth. Really enjoy how that played out well. So there you go. What I didn't mention earlier is that I used the liquid frisket that I complain about so often. There's probably a lot of ways to do star scenes or do stars and block off that circle. You can use titanium white, you can use acrylic on top of your watercolor, you can use gouache, opaque gouache color to create this, but I did it with the liquid frisket and then ran the wash over it. And then you see me rubbing off the liquid frisket after everything dried, thus creating our billions and billions of stars, as Carl Sagan would say. Now, I have an India ink and a crow quill pen, free-flowing ink pen here, dip pen. And that circle is no moon, as I mentioned. It is actually a portal from another dimension, another universe. Quantum physics is taking place here. And I've got a humanoid figure peering in from this gateway of another universe into this universe that we just created. You'll have to read the story, but I can't really talk about the story because it's not published yet. So there we go. I'm creating a little portal from one universe to the next. Play with the color a little bit. I did several versions of this concept. Sadly, I only recorded this version. There are other versions, doorways, if you will, trapezoids, bursts of light. But this is the only one that I recorded. I'm probably working around the edges, softening this up here, because I don't know, if somebody's gone through a space portal from one universe to the next, let me know how that looks. This is just my imagination taking place here. And there you have it. Thanks for watching. Have a great week.